Melodifestivalen, I'm enjoying it every single week. It's fun and it's very much an enjoyable selection of songs. With the semi we had on Saturday, I had the artist that I was most excited about, and that was Krista Sigfrids. When I heard that she was going to be in Melodifestivalen last year, I was like, wow. I'm a huge fan of hers. I have enjoyed almost everything she has released, but I do not like her entry this year at all, which is strange because I have loved the direction she was going. For example, the song Be Real. I have heard, she has said in interviews that this entry was a lot more her than her songs Faller from Melodifestivalen and the song Marry Me from the UMK and Eurovision Song Contest. And those are two songs I just love. Marry Me is one of my all-time favorite Eurovision songs. Hearing that that wasn't really her, and this is more her style, it makes me happy that she did this, that she was able to now come back and do a song in a different way than her usual songs. But I think the strongest song, Gravity, it was very sad when that actually came, just above it. It didn't even make the top 5, which is crazy to me. I think that the last semi-final had some pretty weak performances, and I think that Gravity ultimately was amazing. It was such a good performance. She was so good with everything she was doing. The show was crazy, and she had very, very good and strong vocals. So to see her not even making the top 5 was so strange. And then my second place, Crucified, didn't make Andra chansen. We have Owe, and the fact he made it to the final I was happy with. Not a big fan of the song just yet. I think that I will need to listen to the studio version and then start to understand the song more, because it was a little hard for me personally to understand much of what he was singing. Maybe it was a dialect, maybe it was something like that. To see him having so much fun, being so happy, and being there and then just enjoying himself, that made me very much smile. I'm very happy to actually see him go to the final. It was shocking to see him go to the final, but it was a very pleasant surprise. Then we have Bengtsson, and I'm not feeling the song just yet either. I think this is like the one semi where I need to know the songs a lot beforehand and understand, okay, what's the direction here. Because with Bengtsson, I think that this show was not putting him in the best type of light. I feel like this song right here feels more like a, in the musical or something like that. You have this villain who comes there and just has a smooth and good performance, and he is very charismatic, but you don't like him. It looks cool, but even all the Illuminati symbols and all that couldn't make me dig it. And I like how it starts behind the scene, but they could have done it differently. The dancing is cool, and I think that this is one of the best shots out of the whole Melodifestivalen. That was incredible when you have them walking out and you see them going with full force, him and his dancers, and you see the big crowd. I think that was great. I think that was just setting the mood very well for a villain. I continue to feel like he was like a villain. I kind of feel bad for Bengtsson and the way things went yesterday. For example, when David Lindgren licks his whole face, he was very uncomfortable. He was like, okay, what just happened? He almost looked mad. Of course, they were most likely just playing around, but it was like, okay. And then he goes down, and there's the final performance, and Owe is performing, and he's giving Robin the mic, and then he takes the mic away from Robin, and Robin just like, yeah, is there anyone here I can talk to? And he didn't really have the ability to celebrate the way I was able to see it though. So I hope he was, he most likely had a great night afterwards, and of course it must have been so fun to do that whole show. Like, I just imagine you feel like so on top of the world when this show is happening. And the thing with Melodifestivalen is that they're so creative with their shows. I like the whole treadmill thing that just moves back and forth, and they are dancing on it, and it's so smooth. And I was just thinking, okay, if someone in the production right now is messing this up and someone just goes too far out, or things start to go wrong, it's like, okay, this will look very bad. But they are nailing it. You know what? It's Sweden and having these creative and fun shows. I don't know, I just know that I really, really like it. When it comes to Andra chansen, the two songs that made it through, the boy band and the Shawn Mendes type of guy, I think that the boy band is going to do well in Andra chansen. I think they are going to make the final. Of course, it depends on who they're up against. I think that maybe the most logical out of the songs chosen so far, most likely they will probably be up against someone who is next week. But if they're going to go up against someone who is already, in Andra chansen, I think that the most logical in terms of the style would be Borisene, and I think that would be a fun little challenge there, to have Borisene and also have this boy band. And I'm really much wondering what are they going to do with Andra chansen. That's like the thing I'm most questioning right now. Is like, I really want Dismissed and Divetu to be in the final, and I have a strange feeling that they are going to put them up against each other, and that would be scary. Like, no. It would, secure one of them a final spot. I think Road Trip is secured, and I also think that I Don't Give A is secured. I think those are the only ones who are secured a final spot. Unless they go up against each other, then they're not both of them are not secured a final spot. And that, is because of how big these songs really are and how big hits they are. I think Boris is going to struggle, but he has the charm and he has the charisma, and I hope he makes it through. If it was up to me, Melodifestivalen could just have a final with a million songs. There's so much good stuff. So, but that's what I think. I think this was a weak semi. I think that the songs that made it through are not that good, but I think that the songs that made it straight to the final with Owe and Robin Bengtsson, that I will need to give them another shot when its studio versions come out, because I think with Owe that maybe he will have the kind of Hasse feeling with Gull og grønne skoger, where I just fall in love with it. I didn't feel that catchiness, but I feel like he has these very simple tricks in his songs that makes people sing along, and that is always a pleasure to have in a final with Melodifestivalen. I'm very glad that they made it, but it's sad with Gravity. Gravity and Crucify would have been so good to have seen in at least Andra chansen, but you had two very strong finalists, and with Andra chansen anyone could have made it. So that's the way with this game. That's the way with Melodifestivalen. You don't always get what you want with Melodifestivalen, but you always get a great show.